No, I really need to know the parameters. Yeah. Like, not good with fuzziness. Mm-hmm. I'm not good. Mm-hmm. And my latest one that I'm dealing with is, he seems like a very nice man, but he's a widow. And also he isn't here right now. He's traveling and he wants to talk. Oh. And I get very antsy on the phone sometimes.
He's lonely and he wants to suck up copious amounts of your time.
Lily's had a few of those.
He just wants to have the connection before he comes back.
Welcome to Secrets of a Sugar Daddy. Here's your host, Marcus.
Welcome to another episode of Secrets of a Sugar Daddy, the number one sugar dating podcast in the world, where we pull back the curtains on the good and the bad. And Lily,
the mysterious stories of sugar dating.
But the shocking stories of sugar dating.
I want to say the adorable stories of sugar dating, because we have an adorable little guest in studio today.
Yeah, we're going to get to our little guest, but it is actually the new year by the time this comes out. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Does that feel weird? Because
that does feel weird because I'll be in Grenada.
You will?
In the Caribbean for New Year's.
Nice. Mm-hmm. Want to hear all about it with your sugar daddy?
Yep.
Yeah. How's things going?
My sugar trucker.
Yeah.
Awesome.
He's the best.
Yeah, he is the best.
Yeah, you found a good one.
I just know I'm getting something really good for Christmas.
Really? You've been good?
I've been so good.
Well, here now we're talking about Christmas, but I already introduced the new year.
I know. Well, we're timeless.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. Whatever it is, we're going to have behind-the-scenes photos and videos on our Patreon. If you guys have not joined that, here is your invitation to do that now. Go to patreon.com/Secrets of a Sugar Daddy podcast. And I have a link to it at the bottom of this episode and also on our website. It's like family. It's free. We got free versions. And then the paid versions start at $10 a month, opens up the community chat. You get to hear all the extra sugars and episodes before anybody else. And like I said, behind the scenes photos and videos. We have coaching and profile reviews. Matter of fact, Lily, somebody just signed up today as a advanced VIP member, which gets them coaching and profile review. So I'll get that information over to you.
Have them hit me up.
Yeah. So we would love for you guys to join us. And also, applications are open. Sugarpalooza 6, Shakira, in June.
Are those pouring in yet?
They poured in initially from all the people from the past party that want to go.
Yes, sign me up.
Yeah, they've already signed
again.
up. Yeah. So I got probably 6 or 8 applications immediately. We're not making any decisions yet because this one's going to be very, very popular since we're giving it enough lead time. Mm-hmm. Shakira is going to be ready. She wasn't ready for the last concert, I think, so she postponed till June 22nd. But
my birthday is June 26th.
Really?
Yeah, it's like my Shakira birthday party.
Welcome, Angie. Pipe right in.
Angie in the house.
Yeah, so we're going to get to her in just a second. But if you guys want to apply to come party with the cast and crew and Angie, Shakirapalooza 6, get those applications in now. Just go to our website, secretsofasugardaddy.com, and you'll find the party tab. It's a quick little survey style application. You'll send in a little video why we should choose you, and then we will let you know. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And I keep saying this every year. It's going to be the biggest and best one yet. Lily's looking at me like,
of course it is.
Holy shit.
We'll figure out a way to top the last one.
Oh my gosh.
We always do.
They're also good. So speaking of the last party, we've got 2 guests in today. We've got our old friend, Angie. Hello.
I don't know if I'm old.
She's our longtime friend. She's not old.
Let me rephrase that. We've got our longtime friend, Angie. She was actually my second co-host ever. If you guys want to hear her very first episode, I recommend it. It's still absolutely one of my favorites, episode 9. So you can go kind of get her backstory. Welcome, Angie.
Hi.
How are you?
Good to be here. I love doing this podcast.
So you met somebody at Sugarpalooza 5, and she's in the studio. We're going to go ahead and say welcome to her, but we'll get to her story in a minute. Hello, Andi.
Hello.
How are you?
Happy to be here.
I know. You seem a little nervous, but we're going to get past that because we're just sitting here having a good conversation, and we're going to get to your story. Angie, what's going on?
With life?
Yeah.
Well,
Did you enjoy the last party? Let me just start there.
Oh my gosh, I think it really was probably the best one yet.
Yay.
It was so fun.
I thought so
you
too.
guys did the most amazing job putting it together. Everything, every day, there was something fun to do.
Yeah. And the people there.
They were so great, right? I mean, Andy.
Yeah, you met Andy. So we're going to talk about her because she was actually one of my very last applicants. And I got to get the story behind that because I still don't even know how that happened. But you brought a friend of yours who was a teacher.
I did. That was. We're really with the D's today.
Yeah.
So that was.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, we have to give her name.
We can just bleep it out.
Okay.
So
yes, I brought a friend. A
yeah,
nice friend.
And she seemed to have a really good time, and she was kind of a last minute addition too. The reason we were able to accept more people was because we created our own concert because Shakira postponed. And we're like, fuck it, we're going to hire our own band and we're going to invite as many people as we want.
It was so
we're not
much
limited.
Fun. It was so much fun.
What else has been going on? You've been doing a little makeover on yourself.
Yeah, I actually.
You look great.
Thank you.
You got bangs now.
I know. I'm filling it out. I kind of like it. I just had a little bit of awake lipo with the fat transfer to my boobies. Mm-hmm. So I feel hotter now, I think, than I have ever in my life.
And you're like 47?
I am 47.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, I'm rocking the body of a 25-year-old right now.
And
Yeah.
you know what? I can attest to that because she showed me naked pictures.
Yeah?
Yeah. She's looking very stunning.
Well, good for you. Now you're back on Seeking.
I am.
You've done a meet and greet or two?
I have done a couple of meet and greets. It's funny because the people that I've been meeting with, they're very well aware of the podcast.
Really?
It's really getting popular.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So the girl we were talking about earlier, your friend that you brought to the party, she likes to go by Sandra Lynn. So her podcast name is Sandra Lynn.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Yeah.
I like that. Sandra, like off of Greek. What is it?
Sandra D.
Sandra
D.
Sandra D.
Oh my, I was so in love
Yes.
with Olivia Newton-John after that whole thing.
I was like, that sounds awfully greasy.
Well, it's funny you say that people are hearing about the podcast because I did a meet and greet the other day and I told her about the podcast and she goes, "Oh, I didn't know you were the podcast guy." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" She goes, "Oh, I've listened to like 15 of your episodes." So that made the meet and greet a little better for me.
My last meet and greet was so much fun because we got to talk. He was actually at the Hootie and Blowfish concert and knew our group. I think he wants to come and be on the podcast.
That would be great.
That'd be awesome.
That'll be really good.
Give us some background on him.
I don't really know too much. I know that he knows about the podcast.
You showed me a picture and he looks
Marcus.
very familiar. I'm trying to think if
Right.
Alejandra has met him or knows him or there's some. I have a feeling I know this guy.
There's some kind of a connection.
There is a connection somewhere.
He definitely knows the sugar world very well. And he seems like a really stand-up guy. So we'll see. We'll have him in. We can have a
Yeah,
little talk.
let's do it.
So, Andy, I'm just dying to hear your story because you, like, I think it was maybe 2 or 3 days before the party, you sent in your application.
Yes.
All right. Give us a little bit background on you so we can kind of figure out what we're dealing with and where we're going here.
Who is the gorgeous, willowy, statuesque, blonde Andy?
There you go.
There we
And
go.
very smart. She's a smart little cookie.
Yeah.
Can you tell
Those
us,
are also flattering.
do you want to tell the audience what you do for work? It's pretty impressive. You don't have to. You can keep it.
I'm an engineer. I'll keep it like
Yeah,
that.
she's a freaking
Now, where did you
hot
grow up?
engineer.
I know.
Wisconsin.
Oh, you're from up there? And then how long have you been in the Arizona area?
2017, I moved here.
2017. Okay.
Yes. No, 2019.
All right. So 5 or 6 years.
Yep.
And what do you think of this area?
I love it.
Yeah.
I absolutely love Arizona.
Okay.
Yes.
So what is your age?
41.
Very good. And have you been married?
Yes.
Okay. For how long?
4 years back in 2011 to 2014. Yeah. 2015.
Up in Wisconsin area?
Yes. Up in Wisconsin.
All right. So how did you meet this gentleman?
At work, I find I get attracted to people that I work with.
That used to be the place to meet people.
Yeah, true.
I mean, I didn't even really find him that attractive at first, you know, but like after you kind of grow to liking people after you work with them and
Yeah.
learn their ticks, I guess.
All right. Any kids?
No.
No kids.
no
Okay. So how did this relationship evolve and then why did it end?
Well, it ended because I didn't want to have kids.
He wanted kids.
Yes. And it was more like I always thought I would want to have kids because you just are told your ovaries will tell you, they'll be screaming, you'll just all of this. And that just never happened to me. I was always like, I can't carry a child. It just freaked me out.
Well, you're so tiny, you might have complications.
Yes. And my mom was a twin. And so technically I could carry twins.
You were like, if I can't do one, I sure as hell can't do two.
And my brother was like a 10-pound baby. So, yeah, long story short, we both were very loving to each other and we both still very much cared for each other, but we were just making each other the worst, because I only saw him as not wanting to adopt and he only saw me as keeping him from having biological children. So,
did you guys mutually part ways or did somebody end it?
We mutually parted ways.
Okay.
Yeah.
Had you ever explored any other kind of dating before that?
No, definitely not. I grew up very religious.
Okay, well, that's a common theme. Tell us a little bit.
What kind of religion?
Yeah,
Wisconsin Evangelical Lutheran Synod.
there you go.
Okay. I feel like I kind of know that one.
Yeah. If you guys want to reference back to episode 9, Angie talks about her very religious upbringing up in the Michigan area, right?
Southern Illinois.
Southern Illinois. Okay.
Still that Bible Belt, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Specific.
Okay, so you found yourself single again.
Yes.
You moved to Arizona, or did you do anything up there?
I dated after.
How did you meet them?
Oh, Bumble.
Okay, so you did the
Mostly
traditional.
Yeah. I mean, you just couldn't meet people out in the wild. And at that point, mostly everybody my age at work was married. So that's kind of what I did. But nothing was it was hard. I mean, guys are, I don't know, it was just hard.
Guys are, and then she hesitates. Where were we going with that?
Guys are fucking guys.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can't live with them. You can't live without them.
All right, so then you moved to Arizona, and you're like, what do I do here as far as my social life?
I started dating again on Bumble. It's like I didn't even have, this was never in my world space that I could do something outside of vanilla dating. That's what it's called. So you just think you're supposed to be with somebody. That's what you're told. You should be with somebody to be happy. So I did that.
Can't be a hoe.
Can't be a hoe.
Can't be a hoe.
Or can you?
No, I mean, I'm fine with it. But in the traditional dating world, there's that perception for sure.
But I was really liking being single also, and realizing how much I really liked not having to answer to anybody or ask anybody or find out if they're okay with doing something. So there's a podcast called Solo, and that podcast really kind of opened my eyes to just the world of not being in a relationship and what that would look like.
And that's what it's about?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to have to check it out.
The host is really cool. He did a podcast on humor called I'm Not Joking before that. And then, podcasts have really been crucial in my life.
So you listen to a lot of podcasts.
Yes.
Interesting. Have you been doing it for a while? Because they've been around for a while, but they're starting to become more and more popular.
Oh, they are ridiculous now.
4 or 5 million now.
I think I started back in 2010.
Oh, that's when they kind of first came out.
Yeah. I remember listening to, they were radio shows that you could, like Mark Belling. This is my conservative background, you'll hear, and Dr. Laura Slisson.
Oh, I used to listen to Dr. Laura a lot.
Yeah.
Dr. Laura was great.
Yeah, I loved
She really
her.
I
loved her radio show. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it was I can now download it or I can listen to it whenever.
Yeah.
And they started doing that. And so, I've just really, if I say anything smart, it's because I've heard it on a podcast.
So how did you
you go.
learn about our podcast?
Well, so I realized that I wanted to be single and be solo, and that worked well for me, but that also didn't mean being alone. A lot of single and solo people actually have a lot of friends and community, and they need that to survive, and I wasn't doing that. I was listening to this podcast, and they were talking about building friendships and all this stuff, and it was just oh, this sounds great, but I'm not doing it. And so I actually was that's one route in, but then the other one was I spend a lot of time during work and working out. And so I was I need to capitalize on, I've never capitalized on my body or my working out. It's the easiest thing for me. It's just what I do. And so
Now you're very fit. Have you always been that way?
Yeah.
Okay. So you work out a lot?
Yes, it's just kind of like I procrastinate by working out. I'll go to the gym to do anything else.
Damn, I need to get those habits. 'Cause
Anything else?
I'm working out, but I'm piling on the holiday weight. And it's really annoying.
She's the healthy procrastinator.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and that's why it's hard for me. I don't feel I'm relatable in a lot of ways with that. So I've never really talked about it very much or like pushed it. Plus, who wants to hear somebody who looks fit tell them how to be fit? No one.
Have you ever met a potential dating partner at the gym?
Yes. Well, no. My last real vanilla relationship was a trainer, but I didn't meet him at the gym.
Okay.
But we got along that way because I understood why he was eating 6 meals a day and carried a cooler with him wherever he went.
You're listening to Secrets of a Sugar Daddy. Now back to the show with your host, Marcus.
So what brought you? So you were listening to the podcast and you must have heard talk about the Sugarpalooza.
I came to the
Marcus.
podcast when I didn't. Yeah. So I went on Seeking
Okay.
because I had heard about it and I was like, okay, well, if I want a date, I want a date.
With benefits.
Yes. Or like older men with money, I
Yeah.
guess is what I was just thinking. I wasn't even thinking it would be an arrangement. I didn't really even realize that. But
You just wanted to date older, sophisticated men
Yes.
with money who could take you nice places, buy you nice dinners. Same as me when I first discovered Seeking.
Yeah.
I wanted to know up front what this was about. I feel like as an engineer, I like to know the parameters, like what they want, what I want, and just have it I'm not guessing anymore. I'm sick of trying to figure people out in that way.
Transparent.
Yes.
Got it. So how'd you hear about Seeking though?
Google,
Really?
wealthy men.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like
Same.
how to
Okay.
date wealthy
We have the
men.
same story.
Yeah.
And I really just kind of lucked out, I think, because I was only on there for 2 days and somebody contacted me about an arrangement. And I was like, oh. He's like, it's really easy. I'll just come over. We'll do a meet and then see if we get along. And if we get along, I'll come over and we'll, have some fun and then I'll leave and just do this. I've had other people like this before and
You got a good one.
And then he just asked at the end, he's like, but you have to tell me your price. And that's where it was like, I had no idea.
Say what?
Yeah.
My price?
So that's what made me go Googling, trying to find sugar.
Yeah, what is this
information.
world?
Yeah.
All right. So you're new to Seeking then?
Oh, like week 1 week. Oh, so this was, and this was just back in September.
So you've only been on there,
Oh, wow.
as of this recording, a few months.
Yeah. And I'm actually not on Seeking anymore. I pulled my profile and now I just haven't put it back up.
Why did you pull it?
Because I had like 5. I don't know. I felt like I already had like enough.
Yeah.
But I think that's another thing because so that one guy, I met him, then he couldn't meet until the next week. And it was really, we were texting and I was being a little bit over, I think there was hangover vanilla in this or something, like I was being a little normal.
You were being too cautious or too vanilla?
Too texty, too vanilla-y.
Okay.
Yeah. But I mean, he was really nice. Came over, we had the fun, he left the money, like I figured out a price, whatever. And he left, and I never heard from him again.
Can we ask what you came up with for a gift?
$500.
Okay,
Perfect.
good girl.
I feel like when I started
Yeah.
sugar dating, 300 was kind of,
Uh-huh.
and that was like 4 years ago, pre-COVID prices, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And now like post-COVID, 500 is the new normal.
Yeah.
So
Well-
good for you. It sounds like you got a good one though.
It's the new
Yeah,
base. I don't know if
he
it's
was-
the new
Yeah,
normal.
it's kind of where they start.
right. It's like,
Yeah.
right.
It's crazy.
Inflation.
But
But so you got a good one, but then he fell off. How did you?
I mean, he never, and I was like, okay, well, we had, let's just say everything went well. So like, I don't know.
So what
then
are
I
you-
was just like, what happened? Like, why did he just not
He
wanna go
ghosted you?
again? Yeah.
I think when you're in the sugar world and you're coming out of traditional dating, in the sugar world, you have to really learn not to take things personally, because men will drop in, drop out. They can be super texty and seem like they're really into you, and then they'll kind of disappear. They'll come back. A lot of them have really busy lives, but I can definitely see how, like, coming out of traditional dating and then having that experience where you felt like you had this genuine connection with somebody, do you feel like that threw you a little bit? Did it make you more hesitant to get into your next arrangement, or?
It was just weird. I just felt like it was weird because I was already chatting with other people already. You know, it wasn't like the worst thing in the world, but it was just, I don't know. It was just interesting, I guess you could say. And since I had these other people that I was already talking to, I didn't really think too much about it. But that's one of the things that I get a little frustrated with now, is some of these guys I will meet once, and actually I'm still talking to them or whatever. But originally when we set up an agreement, it's like, oh, I want to see you like once a week. And then they see you and you chat, and it's like sickness. People have been getting sick.
Yeah.
All of this stuff.
The holidays make it tough too.
Yeah.
So
My first month was really great because the second person, or like maybe the third person I met, was from Vegas. And he was very interesting in the fact he knew some people. I talked to him about podcasts and whatever, and we did FaceTimes, and I found out who he was. And he's like this very high level person that he's, you know, deals with Elon Musk, all this stuff that I was just like, this is amazing. And he actually flew me to Nevada to Las Vegas.
Really?
We flew private to Napa for a weekend.
What?
I know, it was like all
Nice.
within the first month. And I was like, this is insane. Insane.
Well, we hear those stories, but you just never know when
Not
they're going to
very
happen.
often, though.
Now,
Yeah.
you had FaceTimed him, but
Yeah.
had you ever met him face to face before he flew you to Vegas?
No, but he's a busy guy. And so he was either in Chicago, where he has a house too, or here or in Vegas for a weekend or whatever. But he was just busy. And so he's like, I don't know when else we'll be able to get together. So I have this conference that I don't really have to go to everything for. So if you want to come out to Napa. And I was like, I'll go to Napa.
I love Napa.
yeah.
Yeah. And it was only for 2 nights or whatever. And he was kind of busy, but I just had a good time.
And he
You know?
flew you private. And did he put you up in like a nice resort?
We stayed at the conference, wherever the conference was.
Oh, okay.
So,
Did
but it
he-
was really nice.
Did he make sure you had money to spend during the day or things to do?
I was
or?
so, he said I could charge stuff to the room. I didn't.
You're so out of your comfort
Aw,
zone at this point.
yeah.
You don't even
Yeah.
know what to do.
Well, and then he ended up getting sick, which was weird because it was like a healthcare conference. And he's not a healthcare guy, but his doctor was there.
Okay.
And so his doctor was prescribing him Z-Packs. And like the second day, he was in bed by 7. So, I mean, I was also like, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing here.
What's the protocol? Yeah.
Because I don't want to get sick either.
Right.
And he didn't want me to get sick, but it felt like kind of a,
Did it get awkward?
maybe for me, because I think now that I have been a little bit into this, I would have just been a little bit more flirty and a little bit more like, you know, sweet. Or like, I tried, I did, but
Yeah.
I didn't try maybe hard. And
But you can't be too hard on yourself because it's all a learning process. When I look at who I was in the beginning of my sugar experiences,
Oh, yeah.
or Lily,
Same.
or even
That's why I did this
Jeff,
podcast, because I've
you
changed
were
so
pretty
much.
new, even.
Yeah.
It is such a learning experience. The more you do, the more you learn.
And the more you know, the more you're like, whoa, the more I don't know. Because just when you think you know what's up, somebody will throw you a curveball.
yeah.
This is true.
Well, even in the very first podcast I did, I talk about where I met somebody, one of the very first people I talked to on Seeking, and she's like, and this is 2016, so this was a very high number. She said, it'd be $500, can we skip the dinner? Well, that's not really what I was looking for. I didn't know what I was looking for, but I knew it wasn't that. And then,
That's totally me now.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then I met somebody that was more of a range where I was looking for. And then I met an amazing, beautiful girl that ended up marrying her sugar daddy. She didn't want anything. She just wanted to meet an older, successful guy. She wasn't worried about finances. She had her own money, and she truly did. And she's still a good friend of mine to this day. So I was like, wow, you can find about whatever you want on here, but you kind of got to narrow it in and then just weed out the bullshit because it's there.
I think that's probably the best advice is don't be so interested in what other people are looking for. Try to figure out your end goal and what you really want out of a sugar relationship, and then look for that.
And include it in your profile. Say what you're looking for.
Yeah.
And say what you want.
I think I need to update my profile.
Because that really helps you filter. Not always. There's a lot of those dudes that aren't even reading your shit.
I know.
Yeah.
They're just like, hey, baby.
Yeah.
Nice
Profile.
boobies.
Yeah.
Well, I do have those now. But my profile is pretty darn straightforward now. It's really clear cut, and it attracts the type of men that I want to be talking to. So
Yeah, I kind of have,
if you have questions or need help, that's what we're here for.
it's just hard.
Well, and then even if somebody reads your profile and they understand what you're looking for, you still got to be ready for surprises, because
Yeah.
they throw all kinds of shit at you.
Well, I had somebody find me and they were telling me that my profile said this and my profile said that. And I was like, I don't remember what I put on my, you know, because I need to update it. And it was all about, I want to have a mutual connection, and I do. But also I think I want to be more direct about, no, I really need to know the parameters.
Yeah.
Like, not good with fuzziness. I'm not good. And my latest one that I'm dealing with is, he seems like a very nice man, but he's a widow. And also he isn't here right now. He's traveling and he wants to talk. And I get very antsy on the phone sometimes.
He's lonely and he wants to suck up copious amounts of your time.
Lily's had a few of those.
He just wants to have the connection before he comes back. And it was like 3 days of kind of like talking at night, and I was getting like mad. I mean, work was bothering me.
Yeah.
This was bothering me. So I stepped out and kind of wrote a long email to him. And this is weird, probably not really sugar-like, but I did. I was like, I don't want you to think that I'm all about the money, but I really, like, if there is an arrangement, I can't spend this time talking to you because I need to be working to find other sources of
Well done.
income. So
Good
Yeah.
job.
what is my time worth to you to talk?
Right.
is
Because
what I
he
asked.
was getting a benefit from your conversations,
Well,
but you weren't getting anything in return other
Well,
than
that he thinks I am. That's the hard thing, is they think that you are. They truly
Yeah.
think that you are getting something out of it because you sound like you are. Because yes, I can talk to him, but it was also like, basically it's like I'm procrastinating talking to you when I feel like I should be working or doing something else, because that's
Sure.
I got to know what his response was to your email.
It was like, give me a call.
Oh God.
And I
talk about that.
Backfired.
I was like, and I even put in this, I'm like, it took almost 2 hours to write this because you read it and go over. And so I just said, I really can't. It's all there, but maybe tomorrow. And he actually wrote me back something like, let's work. He didn't give me a dollar amount or anything, of course, but he did say, let's work something out so that you can be comfortable.
How old is this guy?
I don't know.
Oh, you don't know.
But I would say he's probably close to 70, maybe.
Okay.
It's interesting because I feel, we have talked. There is a connection there, whatever. And if he really does come back and, I'm doing some stuff with work right now that I'm going to be taking some time off.
I've gotten to know you a little bit over like the last month or so since
Yeah.
Sugarpalooza. And I feel like connection is so important to you. And I feel like that is probably going to be the hardest part for you of maybe navigating sugar dating, because you really genuinely connect with people. You're a very deep feeler. And so the connections that you make are really important to you, but also balancing them with,
Yeah, like I'm afraid that he will only want me to be around him.
Oh,
Or like
exclusivity.
because of he's sad about losing these women. And so it's kind of, because I explained to him, I can see other people. I can totally love more than one person. This is something that I've definitely learned about me in the past year or whatever. Just my problem is I don't want to be somebody's everything.
I feel like he's far too needy for where you are in your dating.
and we've talked a little bit about it too. You're almost looking for a little bit more of like a polyamorous or an open relationship in some ways, where you can still have multiple attachments to multiple people.
Yes, ideally, but also consistency. I don't know if I'm going to get anything. I feel like it's hard to find somebody who would be consistent. I mean, at least he isn't all like talking about sexual stuff all the time either, which is nice. It's a nice break. Not that it won't turn into that, but also just it's a different kind of communication. And he has not, the last 2 nights we haven't talked on the phone. He's been...
Well, it sounds like he's respecting.
Yeah, which is also one of these reasons why I'm not, it's just he's got to get back here so I can actually meet him and see what.
Well, I think all you'd agree, consistency is probably one of the top most desired things from girls in seeking. Mm-hmm. Because like you said, it's very exhausting. A guy will come, you guys will have fun, and then he's gone. You're like, what the fuck happened? Where do you go? Yeah. Like now I got to start over again.
Like I'm almost done talking to beautiful men.
To beautiful men?
Yes. Anybody that I find hot, because I had 2 guys last week. I mean, yes, it was a holiday week, and I was, okay, great, we'll connect this week. Mm-hmm. They just fall off. And I'm not going to chase. I'll send them a text or whatever, but it feels so...
Were they vanilla, or were they...
No, they were on Seeking Benefits, which I find even more like...
So you're on that one too?
That's the one I'm on now, yeah.
Okay.
And I need to update my profile on there, but...
Yeah, let me help you with it. Send it to me and I'll help you.
Yeah. I need different pictures, I think, mostly.
That's important.
From the Sugarpalooza, I've been in contact with... I don't know how to pronounce his last name.
Oh,
Jay.
Yeah.
He goes by Jay.
We call him Jay.
Sorry, no problem.
On the pod.
Jay. Yeah. I don't know. I just thought he was really sweet, really nice. He is really nice. And I was like... really want you to come take more pictures, but now it's kind of been talking about all sorts of stuff because he's actually quite into fitness. If you guys,
yeah.
Oh yeah, we follow him on social media. Yeah,
biking,
right? And I have a gravel bike, and so I sent him a picture of my bike, and I was like, "This is fun." And then I don't know, we've just been talking about that, and then he also likes Chihuahuas, so there's been a lot of puppy back and forth too.
Yeah, I think maybe he needs a puppy.
No, he travels way too much. He doesn't need a puppy.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to. I think he was going to come back in December at some point. He said maybe. So, yeah, it'd be good to see him again. I didn't really spend too much time with him at Sugarpalooza.
You're listening to Secrets of a Sugar Daddy. Now back to the show with your host, Marcus.
Well, let me ask real quick. I'm curious. So you sent in your application just a few days before. I said, yeah, come join us. What were your thoughts of Sugarpalooza? Because you had to be very nervous going.
Yeah, the first meet and greet, I was nervous, and I was freezing. That's the other thing.
It was cold that first night. Dear God.
Yeah.
It was cold.
In the suite, though?
No, not in the suite.
But outside.
But outside, when we were bringing everything into the suite for the party, I had a jacket on, but I was still shaking.
Yeah, we had a little cold front blow through. It was weird.
The next night was a lot nicer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was like, there's all these women here. How are we all going to get along? That's kind of what I was a little bit worried about. But everybody...
Which is a common thought.
Sure.
But, I mean, obviously, it was very nice. Everybody was so nice. And then I met people, Angie and Sandra D. And it was
and we love you.
Yeah. I mean, I just walked away from that with these new friendships. I haven't had a girlfriend. Since, I don't know, college. And it's just been really nice. Really nice.
So that was night 1, and then you danced your ass off on night 2.
Yeah.
I was out there with you.
Yeah. Night 2 was a lot of fun. Definitely opened up a lot more.
You started feeling a little more comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to say, we danced so
Sandra
much.
Lynn.
Sandra
Yeah,
Lynn.
she introduced me to.
Yeah. And that was the night we really connected and started talking as well.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you brought her, so. But I found out, she's also from Wisconsin.
Oh.
Only for maybe a year or something, but she was born in Milwaukee. And so it was kind of fun.
And there was another girl. I think her name is Miss Rory James, was from Wisconsin.
Yeah, there was another. Because I always...
Or were those the crashers?
Because I always think...
Party crashers.
There was 3 Wisconsin people. I had no idea.
The one from... She lives in Denver now. Yeah, she was from Wisconsin.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm from Illinois, so anytime someone says Wisconsin, I automatically think you're a cheesehead. There were a few of you cheeseheads there that night.
I feel like I would move to Wisconsin just to be a cheesehead because I love cheese.
Yeah. Wisconsin or Tillamook, right?
Yeah.
There's a place called Tillamook. I just thought it was a brand.
In Oregon. Tillamook.
Okay.
Yeah. But you were amazing Wednesday night at the sugar event. You were so much fun and you were so lively. You had just such this big personality.
Yeah, you definitely came out of your shell.
Yeah.
I like to dance.
Same.
If you got to move, you got to move. So it's fun. And because everybody else was not weird about it, you know? It was very easy to have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I didn't feel like, I mean, I'm not a huge drinker. I've just kind of started drinking again a little bit. So a little bit, definitely, you know. So
Goes a long way with you.
yeah. So, I mean, if you're busy dancing, you're not thinking about like,
Yeah.
oh, am I?
Yeah.
That-
I have a question. It sounds like most of your relationships have been heterosexual. Have you ever had a relationship with a woman?
Not yet.
No, I haven't. But
Listen,
I'm not-
Angie.
Yeah.
Not
I'm
yet.
I think Angie's trying to change that for you.
Yeah. I'm not
Angie does
opposed to
that.
it. I mean, these.
I mean, I don't think it's going to be that difficult.
Angie can change a girl.
Yeah. Angie's well known for poaching my guest. A few of
Angie
them.
is a beautiful woman.
I have a special set of skills. Okay.
Like I said, I think I can love a lot of people. So,
Are you bi-curious?
let's just say I'm usually not. I mean, there's a certain attraction to, but it's more like I feel a connection or loving towards somebody. I don't know if I could just have sex with a woman if I didn't like
Connection.
them. But
Connection is more important to you than maybe
maybe
even
on
gender
maybe
in
on
some
a
ways.
new thing.
Yeah.
You know, like if it's something new for me. But part of me is also like I feel very this rational side to me where I am kind of transactional and I don't.
Do you want me to be your sugar mama?
Well, I think that
I can.
we should practice.
I mean,
it
if you
more. We should do
promise
it
to be
once,
consistent.
Yeah, right?
right?
You know, it's funny. I was telling somebody about the party the other day. She actually knew about it. And she's like, can I ask you a question? It's like, sure. Is it just like a big orgy after? No, it's not that at all. It's actually not a sexual event at all. People get that so confused. Do people hook up occasionally? Of course, yes. I mean,
It's not orgy palooza.
yeah, it's not. For some reason, people get the misconception about that. But no, it's just a celebration of the podcast and the people in the lifestyle coming together, like-minded
Great place
people.
for people
Yeah.
to connect. I would never have met you. And I think one of the cool things that came out of it for you is one of the things I heard you say is you have been a little distrustful of women for a while, or just not had those good, strong relationships. Like you were concerned about how the women would act when you went in. And I think walking into an environment where women are really supporting and rooting for one another and going to cheer you on as well. What a beautiful thing to kind of like find your tribe, so
was-
to speak.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome.
What do you think of the Sugar Circle group chat?
It's fun.
It's wild,
That
isn't
thing
it?
is-
It's still going.
Yeah.
that's
I
for
can't
sure.
even keep up with it.
I don't get to read it, but Alejandra will pull up her phone and there'll be like 87 unread messages in that group.
I know. I can't keep up. I feel terrible because I'm not super active in it, but it moves so fast.
Yes, but there's no
They're
topic
amazing.
off limits.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Because they started the Fendom group as an offshoot.
Oh
too.
yeah. Are you in that one?
Oh yeah.
I'm not.
It is just too much.
It gets
Yeah.
pretty spicy.
I can only imagine.
Yeah. Well, I think that group started through our Patreon, didn't it? Like the community chat. Somebody.
I think
Started it
so.
through there?
It might have been Sugarpalooza 4. Somebody suggested that we have a girls group and we invite all the girls who had been to the party and all the girls off the Patreon. And so, yeah.
It's really
Or was this
good.
just? See, I just thought it was from this, or maybe I just got invited to it.
You
because
did
this-
just get invited to it. It's been
It's already
going
been
on
going on.
since
Yeah.
right after Sugarpalooza 4.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it's been ongoing for quite a while, but now we're up to like 60 or 70 participants. There's a lot of people in that one.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Well, if you guys want to get invited to it, sign up for our Patreon group and then mention it in the community chat and somebody will direct you toward that.
Girls only.
Yeah, but there's been a couple guys that infiltrated it at
Really?
one time. They got kicked out though.
They did?
That's funny.
I didn't know that.
Are we talking about the what? We're not talking
The
about
Sugar
WhatsApp.
Circle?
The WhatsApp.
Yeah, the WhatsApp.
WhatsApp Sugar Circle.
Oh well, yeah. Then there's guys in there.
There's not
How do
guys
you
in
know?
there.
There's two different groups.
Okay,
There
I'm
was
talking
the
about the
Oh,
other.
so there's
See,
one
this is
that's
what-
called Sugarpalooza 5.
Yes, that's
and there's
the
one
one.
that's called the Sugar Circle.
Oh, I'm not
The
in the
Sugar
Sugar
Circle is for
Oh.
girls only.
Yeah.
Oh, we got to get you in there if you're not in there.
I'm going to add you right now.
Because when you have questions about how do I
It's a WhatsApp group.
how do I broach the subject with this guy about placing a monetary amount on what my time is worth, the girls will have so many good suggestions
Yeah.
about how you can say that without sounding transactional.
Her approval is waiting for you, Lily.
Oh, okay.
You're the boss.
I love it.
You know what? And I wish you guys would also bring that stuff up in the community chat on Patreon.
See, that's what I was wondering. I'm like,
Yeah.
why don't you just use the
I'm
Patreon?
not on Patreon.
Well, I need to get you a membership. I can gift you a membership.
Oh, I don't know why I'm not.
Yeah, I don't know. You should be.
I hardly.
You would love it.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's only
Yeah.
$10.
We have on our Patreon group. We have a
like looked into it. Like I'm not familiar with
it's a
Patreon
great-
in general. So
It's just another great platform.
It's like an OnlyFans for business.
Well, and
Okay.
you already
Kind of
have
like
your
yeah.
you have things there,
Oh.
so it's like I would go there to think that that's where the chat is.
Yeah. And we have a Sugar Baby of the Week feature, which is cool.
It's called Eye Candy
is
of
that
the
what
week.
it is? Eye Candy of the Week.
And so you send me what you want me to say to introduce you and a couple of
Yeah.
photos, and you get featured one week.
love that.
Get after it, girls.
I can't believe I'm not on there.
I know.
I can't either. Okay, I looked it up. We have 65 sugar babies
How many
communicating every day. Well, these are all active because this is a sugar circle.
active? Okay.
And these girls, I mean, not all of them talk. I hardly ever get a word in edgewise, but sometimes, like today, I asked for a recommendation on, I want to buy Trucker a new cologne for Christmas, and I asked a recommendation. What are the best, sexiest colognes that your men wear?
Old Spice.
I gave you mine.
Oh, you did? Awesome.
I said the Baccarat Rouge 540. It's yummy.
Now, is that a unisex scent? Oh, it is.
It can be, yeah, but it is just.
I've never smelled that.
It smells
now,
so good.
Kimmy ordered one from somewhere. No, somebody gifted her one, but I don't think it was the right thing because she thought it was Baccarat Rouge, but it smelled awful.
Oh,
So I think it might have
wasn't.
been a dupe or something.
Yeah, it smells really good,
Okay.
but
Where can you buy that? Can you buy that at Macy's?
I'm sure.
Okay. I'll go there and smell it.
Just go smell it.
right after this.
I want to know your thoughts. Though you have to keep me updated. 'Cause
Okay.
maybe I have a terrible nose in it.
Well, I want to know from you ladies, what's a good one to buy for a woman?
Oh.
A bad girl, Carolina Herrera, the bad girl. Or no, I'm sorry, the good girl.
The good girl.
Good girl.
I think I'm a bad girl. Good Girl by Carolina Herrera is the best smelling perfume I've ever smelled. I know.
That no.
It comes like in a little shoe bottle. It's kind of corny.
Corny's fun.
It
Like a
comes
high
in like
heel?
a black high heel.
Yeah.
Oh.
You have to get the Good Girl though. You cannot get the Very Good Girl. You can't get you have to get
The
the
Very Good
traditional
Girl.
Good Girl.
But
Okay.
I think you should
It
really just
Smells so good.
he should really just find something that he likes to smell too. Like
That's
if you
true.
don't
But go
like
smell it.
You know, I can appreciate most of those
I get
smells.
more compliments on that.
Really?
Yeah.
I really like the Marc Jacobs
Okay.
fragrances, like the Daisy.
More floral.
Yeah.
Kind
I
of.
can't remember what it's called. Daisy Love and Daisy
there's
something
like a sunflower,
else.
I think too, or something.
They're nice. They're nice, clean
Do you remember
scents.
sunflowers? The perfume.
I don't
Do you guys
know.
remember that way back in the
Yes, I do remember
Sunflowers.
that.
See, I don't know.
What do you like?
I would want a sampler. I've actually been looking at them because I just want to find better scents or whatever.
Yeah.
And I like those I forget, it's like SJ, and they're like body sprays and body butters.
Yeah. Okay. I'm the type of person when I find something I like, I stick with it for a long time like, instead of switching things out. So once I find something, that's usually just what I kind of stick with for a bit. But
There's
there was a
another
rag and
one.
bone.
it might be time for a change.
It's from Abercrombie and Fitch. I still have a little bit of it left. I just switched it up and started doing the Marc Jacobs, but go there and smell those. Those are really nice.
Well, I love the memes on my Instagram where men buy their main chick and their side chick the same one.
Oh, so they smell
way
it.
they-
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's smart. That's smart.
Very smart.
You're listening to Secrets of a Sugar Daddy. Now back to the show with your host, Marcus.
I've actually gone to Victoria's Secret and bought like the same 3 perfume packages for people. Just saying.
This is a good thing. Like, so do you buy presents? Is this something that you think, should girls, like I don't even know who I would buy for because none of them are consistent.
Oh, no. I don't typically buy gifts for my sugar daddies, but I have gotten a lot. Look, you guys want like a rundown of some of the gifts? I don't know if I should say this online. People are going to be listening.
We'll just get jealous. That's about it.
So what have I been bought? A piano. Oh, I can't. Not yet. I'll go through my list in another podcast.
Wow.
It's a little soon.
Somebody
Yeah.
bought you a piano?
We'll go through it.
You opened that
Some of the
box.
best
I
gifts you've
so
gotten.
Pandora it. I know. Yeah.
Nice.
Well, I'll tell you off mic, but then sometime when we do another podcast, I'll go through my list because it's pretty impressive. So gifts are really wonderful. When you find really good, consistent sugar daddies, that's the one thing I really love. I've been really lucky in my sugar dating that I tended to find really long term. I'm talking like a couple years. Like I always forget his name. Was it Eric? Not Eric. That was the other one.
Oh,
Kevin.
Kevin.
Kevin, you know? And so when you're in that arrangement for a long time, like when you need something or if you want something, that relationship is built up and they're very happy typically to gift you or to get it for you or to help you out with things. And that's when sugar dating gets really fun. When you actually have, like, I always call it best friends with mutual benefits, but no real strings.
Yeah.
That's what the perfect sugar dating relationship is for me. Best friends with mutual benefits and no real strings. We really care about each other. We really are invested in each other, but emotionally we're allowed to do other things and we're mutually benefiting each other. And it gets really good when it hits that point because then you have people in your life you can actually depend on if you run into trouble or you can ask for help.
Well, and they become friends for
then-
life.
yeah.
Like literally
Yes.
for the rest of your life.
I would say
It's amazing.
I still know almost all of my past sugar daddies, unless they were one
this
of those
is like-
one-time things.
I mean, I even, like, after my last vanilla, I was with him for 2.5 years, and this was here in Phoenix, and, like, I was just done. I got to know his family, you know, we were close, and all of this, and again, it's like, as soon as it's over, I'm alone. And
Not
that's
anymore, baby.
right. It's just so sad that that happens because we do tend to cut off other parts of our lives or, like, our friends or whatever. And I think girls tend to do it more than guys, actually. That's something from that solo podcast that they talk about a lot, you know, that there's just this need for.
Think as you build more community here in Arizona, because I feel like you're going to do that. I feel like you're in a space where you're going to start building community, that it will take a little bit of the pressure off to feel like that void is being filled with the sugar relationships or other things.
Well, I just used to be so much into work. I just spent all this time working. And now I feel like if I develop these friendships, it's just I'm realizing that I don't love my job as much as I used to. So, and that's so I've
Weighing on you.
been being pulled in these other directions, and it's like, okay, well, I still need to make money. I don't.
Okay, you
there's
say-
a lot going on.
You say that you're on secret benefits.
Yeah.
Are you liking that better than seeking?
Well, she's having to think hard on this one.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I go on it in spurts because I get sick of, like, last week I was on it and then I know that these people just aren't going to contact me. So it's like I get a little disappointed. And since I'm talking to this other person,
I felt like when I was on secret benefits, I got more propositions for fetish stuff and one night stands than I do on seeking.
I feel like it's rotated. I feel like seeking, didn't the original CEO of Seeking go back to seeking?
Yeah, he has taken that role
I
over.
feel like Seeking like took a turn for the whole dating up thing and it became just like a traditional dating platform.
Hypergamy.
what?
Okay.
That's their new thing.
I love new words. Hypergamy.
Yeah, let's
Yes.
But
define it.
Which is why
Dating up.
Yeah, dating. Just meeting rich men to date, not arrangements, not, you know.
Hypergamy.
Hypergamy. Anyway.
Yeah.
You want the actual definition?
So
Yeah.
hypogamy. Or
It's a
whatever.
term
It's a
used in
hyperbole.
social science for the act or practice of a person dating or marrying a spouse of higher social status or sexual capital than themselves.
Okay. I feel like Seeking changed for a while and it went to more of a traditional dating platform. So that's when I went on Secret Benefit because I was looking more for the old style, authentic Seeking experience. And then it was like Secret Benefits kind of started to get a little, I don't know, what's a good word for it? Like
Platform
crusty?
isn't great either.
Crusty.
The platform is
Cringy.
Cringe. Thank you.
I don't know.
Cringy. Like you said, it started to turn more into like a fetish site and a one night stand site. Now I feel like Seeking is going back a little bit to its roots because I've been on Seeking recently and I really feel like it's been easier.
All right, well, let me throw my 2 cents
Yeah.
about Seeking and its recent evolvement. I am seeing less scammers on there now. It got bombarded for the last 6 months. I'm telling you, my account was overflow with scammers. The last month or two, hardly any. I don't know what they've done. I don't know if they're screening people better.
I mean, I
bots or
reported
something.
people.
But kudos, thank you. If they've done something, kudos, because it is, or maybe they scammers just gave up. I don't know.
I know they've got a lot more strict about photos.
Yeah.
Yes.
And for your main profile photo, they absolutely won't let you put one that doesn't have a very clear image of your face. So,
And it can't be.
But it's
overly
gotten
sexual.
better. It has gotten
It
better.
can't have a phone number in it.
And it can't.
No.
It can't be over sexual either. They won't
Right.
let your profile picture be overly sexual anymore.
I'm
which
actually-
which
yeah.
is good. I'm okay with that.
Remembering that I'm not on, well, I am on Secret Benefits, but there's another one. It's Sweet Discreet Meat. It's SDM.
What?
Sugar daddy
Oh.
meat, right? Or no?
No, it's like
SDM.
something
I haven't heard of that.
discreet meat. And that's where I met.
Oh. All right. Well, what does the future hold for Andy as we're wrapping up here? Just going to continue on and see what
I'm going to see what this one, the talker.
the talk.
I'm
the
gonna,
widower.
yeah. I'm
Yeah.
going to see how this pans out. And I don't know what my ideal situation would be, really, but I would, where I'm at right now, I would like to find somebody that I could possibly do some sort of even like a project with, like, that I would maybe even get paid for. Like,
Yeah.
as I would love
Hey,
to find a
I've
smart.
done that
I would
many
love
times.
to find a smart man who needs an assistant because I
Yeah.
want to learn.
Well,
I think
that's
I
how-
pick up on new things
That's
all the
how
time.
Marcus and Lily kind of like you
Yeah.
started
Yep.
doing assistant, like helping Marcus out and like
Amy
different
was the
things.
same way. Taylor.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's been a few.
Kevin and I only know
Vivian.
Yeah, thank you. Kevin and Vivian are like a perfect example
Work
of
together.
that, right? Vivian
There's
met
something
him
to
and
that,
then
finding
she
somebody.
really
And she's blossomed in that role.
I know.
I mean, she has
seriously
taken it
leveled up in life
and run with it.
Yeah,
It's
and she's
unbelievable.
great at it. So she really found her little niche.
I just really dig into people that I can work
Yeah.
well with.
So there
I
you
like
go.
that.
So that's kind of maybe something that would satisfy you or you would be happy with. And so
Yeah.
I would focus in on my
Filling out the profile.
Your
like
profile.
That, I
Yeah,
hadn't
say
really
that in
thought
your
about it.
profile.
with something to that effect. You can put it in a way it doesn't scare men off, but it puts it out there where they're like, oh, this is an option.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I remember when I met Taylor, she talked about being in real estate school and she wanted to do
Right.
something in real estate. And I'm like, that's what I'm doing. And I need an assistant right now. It just worked in perfectly. So, and then I made her take all my continuing education test as kind of a prep for her schooling test. And I killed a couple birds with one stone there. So
There you
it's
go.
nice.
There you go.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Well, like on my profile now, I am very clear that my business is growing rapidly and I really want someone who can mentor me, guide me, possibly help invest in my business. And those are the things that I'm looking for now
Yeah.
in an arrangement, not so much just,
I remember reading that in yours, yeah.
transactional. I'm really looking for someone who can help me grow in my business. And so I've changed my profile to reflect that. But it's so much fun because you can do that.
And there's men who love
They
participating
love it.
in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more than just a sexual thing. They have found some success in their life, and they would love to help other people
That's
become
what I-
successful.
Yeah. And I need that fucking help. Like, yeah, come help. I'm here. Come help me, people. Yeah.
Well, all right. Well, we thank you for, first of all, listening to the podcast. Second of all, applying to come to Sugarpalooza. Third of all, actually showing up because we had people didn't show up.
Oh, sad.
Yeah. So you showed up, you started meeting people, and you just never know where your life will go from here. But you're taking action, and that's the most important thing.
I'm just glad I picked Phoenix, or I found
Yeah.
Phoenix, because honestly, when I heard this podcast, that's where this was, I literally jumped for joy. I'm no joke. I was like, what? They're here?
Yep,
They're
downtown
here?
Scottsdale. If you guys are ever in the area, we'd love, if you just want to see the studio, we'll come show it to you or have lunch with you. But we'd also love to have you on, like Andy came on today.
Yeah.
And, Andy's no pro by any means. She was so nervous, but she did very well today.
Thank you.
And we
Sweet.
appreciate you coming on.
And
Yeah.
I am just so grateful that I have you in my life now.
Yeah.
It's so fun to have this little circle of friends here locally. So
My
so
first
grateful.
woman, maybe.
All right.
It'll keep us posted.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm going to pop a cherry.
Oh my,
Oh my
goodness.
goodness. Yeah.
Okay, so in the girls' chat right now, somebody's asking, are there dungeons in Arizona? I'm like,
Yes.
yes.
Amy used to work at one.
Do
Yeah.
we know what it's called?
The dungeon.
It was
Oh, it's called The Dungeon?
it was called the Den of Iniquity or something like that.
Ooh.
I thought,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
Make it.
Yeah.
I thought,
These words
I don't
you're
know
coming-
why I
like
thought it
these-
was called the dungeon now. but
coming up with today.
She invited myself and my ex-partner to it when she was at the last event, and I really wanted to check it out, and I don't know what happened, but I never have done that. So maybe there's a man out there listening who would like to check it out with
Go
me.
to the dungeon with
Yeah.
you.
Angie is free and ready to mingle now, by the way.
Yeah. Angie's had a little status change. She's taken a break from her relationship.
I am. It's good
so,
too. It's
yeah.
good. So
Phoenix is the place to be.
I know, ready to have some fun.
Yep.
All right. Well, if you guys want to share your crazy sugar dating stories, like Andy, Angie, and even Lily,
Hell yeah.
the murder mansion, we would love to hear those. So go to our website, secretsofasugardaddy.com, and you can contact us there. Our email is really simple. It's just info@secretsofasugardaddy.com, and that'll come right to us. We'd love to hear them, maybe read them, get you on the show if you want, all kinds of good things. And then again, Sugarpalooza 6 applications are now open. Get those in. And if you are a member of the Patreon group, you will get priority judging, and it's free. So go there, sign up.
Okay,
Anything else?
Patreon women, send me your eye candy profiles.
Oh, yes.
And the girls are killing it pretty much on that.
I love those.
Yeah.
They're
the
really
guys, not so much. I've
Wow.
only had one sugar daddy of the week so far.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's a little
come
different.
on, guys. Send
Also-
me your deets.
Yeah. Okay. Until next time. Bye-bye.
Thanks for joining us. If you'd like to connect or even be on the show, we'd love to hear from you at secretsofasugardaddy.com.